Good morning. Let me try to do that again. Uh, so, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first knowledge sharing session with the District 82 TLI committee. Today, we have a very special guest with us as well. And to introduce that session for us and to introduce the speaker, let me welcome our program quality director for District 82, distinguished Toastmaster Niroshan Nataraja. Uh, Niroshan, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Suranga. A very good morning to all of you here today. I'm sure more are yet to join as the clock has struck 10 at the moment. And since it's a Saturday morning, I'm sure most are just kicking themselves out of bed and checking onto the Zoom link as we did during the COVID days. Nevertheless, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very excited for today. Reason being, I've always been a fan of tech, and ever since technology started to improve and knowledge of technology was easily on hand for you to understand and know more about it, I've always followed certain tech reviewers, tech enthusiasts online and on social media. And this YouTube algorithm is a funny thing because more you dwell into the technology aspects and review certain things, the algorithm starts giving you more of what is related. And whilst doing so is that I came across our presenter for today, Kajitan, Toastmaster Kajitan. Ladies and gentlemen, artificial intelligence, a subject which is quite predominantly in our faces over the last 2-3 years. Yes, we Toastmasters are supposed to use our own intelligence when it comes to speaking and thinking, but artificial intelligence is here with us to stay. And it is a tool, if we can harness and use properly, will give us a very competitive, I would say, a very competitive and a conducive edge in terms of enhancing your thinking. I will put it in that way. And Yoodli is one such tool which I feel which was underutilized in the realm of Toastmasters. It was introduced a few years ago. We had tried a few things here and there. Even myself, I have tried over the last few months, but I think we have never got the hang of it. And I'm sure technology keeps evolving, and whatever the shortcomings which Yoodli had, our presenter will be able to showcase as to how it has evolved and how it can be processed and programmed for your benefit as a Toastmaster. So I'm very much looking forward to this very different session from the TLI division, program quality division, as to harnessing the power of artificial intelligence in your speaking career, in your Toastmaster career. And to do so, I'm again equally excited to welcome our presenter for today. So Kajitan Barito is a certified trainer, public speaker, a behavioral assessor, and a passionate Toastmaster. He works as a group manager for project management office at the Al Sayah Holding based in Kuwait. Kajitan joined Toastmasters in August 2017 and in a short period has completed the CCCL 4 times, the ALB club sponsor, club mentor, 5 parts in the Pathways education system, and is currently pursuing Part 6. He served as club president, vice president education, area director, and division director for District 20, serving Kuwait and Bahrain. Kajitan achieved the Distinguished Toastmaster status in June 2020, and Kajitan was awarded the prestigious District Toastmaster of the Year for the year 2018-2019 during DTAC 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, please give us a round of applause, a virtual applause for presenter Kajitan Barito, a Yoodli ambassador for Toastmasters International. Over to you, Kajitan.
Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Niroshan, Program Quality Director, and all the Toastmasters and leaders who have joined here today to be with me. I would like to make this session as interactive as possible. I don't believe in simply telling you something. I am a trainer. As mentioned, I'm a certified trainer. And for me, when people interact, then when they share their ideas and we have this one-on-one conversations, that is the time you really learn. It is 10 o'clock for y'all. I am from Kuwait, so still it is for me 7:30. I've just had my coffee and I am today kind of informal because I thought I'll wear my Yoodli t-shirt to showcase this product, Yoodli. Artificial intelligence, generative AI, things that Niroshan has just mentioned about these algorithms which tell us what we like. And that is also part of the artificial intelligence where we are heading towards. And possibly around 2 years ago, something like that happened to the creator of Yoodli because he reached out to me when I was in UK and he said, Kajitan, I would like you to be part of our ambassador team. We are creating something interesting. At that time, I was not so keen because I was busy in UK with my holiday. But when I came to Kuwait, I reached out to him and then I've been with them for almost 2 years now. The product has evolved as the technology has evolved. When ChatGPT first came into the market, everyone was talking about it, right? Today, maybe not too many people talk about ChatGPT. We know it is being used, but there was this fear. Everyone wanted to know what is ChatGPT. Everyone was trying to log in and ask some questions. It reminds me of this recent phenomena. I don't know how many of you all know about Coldplay and the concert that they are doing in Mumbai and UAE, and the amount of interest. People were buying tickets not because maybe some of them have not even heard of Coldplay, but because everyone is doing it, they also wanted to do it. And AI had become something like that when it first started. But now, as the power of computing has increased, I don't know, anybody has heard of the company called NVIDIA? Raise your hands. Suranga. Yes, NVIDIA was a company that used to make graphic cards for gaming. But today, it's one of the most, by market capital, one of the top 3 right now. At one point, it had even become number 1, I think. All because they created this graphic cards that were adapted for what we call generative AI. And now they are the most sought after company. So when we talk about Yoodli, Yoodli is a brain, sort of a part of this generative AI algorithms where it learns with the data that we give. And in this case, the data that we give is we speaking, public speaking. And that brings me to this idea of AI that a lot of questions are being asked now. What kind of data is going inside this AI? Because the better the data, the better the output. But then, where is this data coming from? Who is giving this data? Is it the people who created this information, the data? Do we have their permission? So AI will at some point settle down to become very, very specific. Yesterday, I was talking to a friend of mine who is in IT business, and he was telling me, Gadgeton, we are saving thousands of dollars because programmers can simply now give what they want and the AI tells them the code that they need to write. So they don't need to sit and write code anymore. Yeah. So that's the direction of AI. As I said, in the 2 years that I've been with Yoodli, it has evolved. But I want you all to raise your hands and tell me how many of you all have logged into your Toastmasters account and you have scrolled down and found Yoodli there. Niroshan, of course you have to because you are a PQD, but I see a couple of you all. Raveen has checked it out. Sriyanti has checked it out, Yalini. So a couple of you all have seen Yoodli in your Toastmasters profile. That's great. But how many of you all have clicked on it and gone to the Yoodli website and recorded at least one speech? So I see some of you all are lowering your hand. Okay. So this partnership started around 2 years ago between Yoodli and Toastmasters because Toastmasters saw the benefit of AI to help its members, that's us, to improve our public speaking. It is not a replacement of what we do in the club. It's not a replacement of human feedback that we receive from our evaluators, from our club members, but it is a way of, let's say, a stepping stone. So when we think of Yoodli, I don't want you all to have any expectations that you will use Yoodli and you'll become a great public speaker. That should be, but it will help us in some areas that AI can help. And this is what I'm going to highlight. But at the end of the day, you standing in front of an audience, hopefully physical audience now, no more Zoom meetings, right? I don't know how many of your clubs still meet in online, but I try my best to encourage our people to come in person. We do have hybrid meetings whenever club members are not in the country, but that experience of standing on the stage, talking to the audience, that experience, no AI can help us and shouldn't, because that's all human. So let me share my screen and we'll go through share sound. Okay. So as I was telling you, if you log into your Toastmasters account and you scroll down, you should find here Yoodli. And it's been there, by the way, for almost 2 years now. Not many people use it, and that is one of the reason that we as ambassadors, we try to go to the districts, we try to help members understand that a free tool is available to you. Why don't you use it? You can use it anytime, 24/7. So what does it do? When you click on this Yoodli, it will take you to the Yoodli website linked to Toastmasters. So it is integrated with your Toastmasters login, and that means it is free. At least for now, at least for the last 2 years, it has always been free. But the Yoodli team also has their own version of Yoodli, which they call it the public Yoodli. So here we can see that it is toastmasters.yoodli.ai, right? So this is the partnership version, and you have perhaps some options to practice your public speaking using this AI tool. If you find that it's very good and you want something more, then you can always go to the yoodli.ai. This is their public version, which is where at some point you may have to start paying for it. So I just wanted to show you the difference. So this is their public version of Yoodli, where they have a little more options for you. And as of now, it has two versions. It's a free version where you can do some practice, but then they will say, if you want to do it regularly, then you have to upgrade to some of their subscription plans. I'm not going to focus on this. I'm going to focus only on the Toastmaster Yoodli version, which is there in your Toastmasters profile. So what can we use Yoodli for? Obviously, the whole premise is that it will help us in improving our public speaking skills. But before I go to the tool itself, I want you all to interact with me and tell me in the chat, how can we improve our public speaking? What helps us to become better public speakers than we are today? So today I'm speaking to you and I want to be better than what I am right now. What will help me to achieve that? So can I have some feedback? So feedback is of course good, but one of you all might tell me, Kajitan, you are very bad. You better stop doing all these trainings because you're no good. That's feedback. But will that help me become a better public speaker? So what kind of feedback can we be more precise in the chat? Okay, constructive feedback is what Yalini is saying. Can we be more specific on constructive feedback? And for this particular example, I might want Yalini, if you could, or any of you all, I'll unmute you all for a short period. One minute, people. All right, so let me allow participants to unmute themselves for a few minutes. So Yalini, can you give some examples of what you mean by constructive feedback?
The smallest change I can do to make a biggest change in my speech.
Small change, small improvements that we can do, right?
Which will have a major.
Let's say I am now speaking, right? I am this trainer. Give me one small feedback that you think will help me become better.
I love how you are pacing your speech, sir, but there are times that it takes a bit more time than I was expecting for the next word to be uttered.
Okay.
So maybe a bit more tempo would suit the Sri Lankan audience. Is what
So I should speak with a little more tempo, right?
Yes, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah. And by the way, I will show you how, because that is one of my weaknesses. I'm not saying I'm a very good trainer, by the way. I know Yoodli, I know technology, but when it comes to public speaking, there's always room for improvement. And I'll show you how Yoodli could address one of those things for me, and which you have highlighted, but maybe the Yoodli also would have highlighted it for me. Great, excellent. What about Sriyanti? You said feedback with an example, voice variation on how things should be done. Yes, this is also one of my weaknesses where I get feedback many times saying that my vocal variety could be improved because I tend to sound monotone. So these are specific examples that our feedback is given to us. But the second thing is, do we apply the feedback? Because you can only apply the feedback when you speak next. So in a Toastmaster meeting, that might be after 1 month, after 2 months. But what if you could get the feedback immediately? You practice the feedback and you get feedback on your feedback. So that is the premise of Yoodli. As I said, Yoodli focuses on giving you feedback to improve your public speaking. And let us see how we can do that. So when you come to your Toastmasters, you will see a couple of options on your left-hand side. One is called practice, where you can practice presentations or you can practice table topics. Table topics is very specific to Toastmasters. That's why you see it only in this version of Yoodli. You will not find it in the public version because public doesn't know what table topics is, but Toastmasters do. So table topics is, it will give you a random topic and you speak on that topic 1 to 2 minutes as we do in clubs. Presentations is where you come and practice your speech. your 5 to 7 minutes speech, or maybe you have a longer speech like 15 minutes, you can come and practice it here. Here on the My Yoodli section, you will see all the recordings that you have done in the past. You can open them, you can review them. And there is an option here called dashboards, where it can track for you your progress over time. And this is very important, because if you come to this system every day and you keep practicing, it will show you the progress that you are making. If, for example, tempo, as mentioned, was one of the weaknesses identified, every day you practice on tempo and you see that the rate of speaking goes up. If you look here, this is a bar which shows you how fast you are speaking, 0 words per minute to 180 words per minute. It means if you are speaking at 180 words per minute, it is very fast and might be difficult for your audience to follow. So there is this green bar which shows you the ideal speaking rate. Okay. So that's how you will check your practicing. When you're practicing, this is how you'll see how you are speaking. So as we can see, I'm speaking at 18 words per minute, which is actually on the slower side. Something like 130, 140 is where you should be at. My average is 118 words per minute. That was the last Yoodli that I practiced. Or last speech. We call it Yoodli because it has become like a verb now. So, and then there are some exercises where you can, these are games, you can try them. I'm not a fan of them. I focus mostly on my presentations and table topics. So the best way to demonstrate it is come here and click on presentation. And for this exercise now, let me switch off my video camera from Zoom so that I can use it in Yoodli. Hopefully, let me see. So we can choose the camera. And let me select the right camera for you. Yes, so now you should see my camera in Yoodli and not in Zoom, because video cameras can be used only in one place. So that is me in Zoom, in Yoodli, trying to practice my speech. All you have to do is open the practice a presentation, click start, and you are ready to go. You'll get a countdown of 3, 2, 1, then you start speaking. And there is a helpful hint here which says at least speak for 45 seconds so it can run through the generative AI and give you some constructive feedback as mentioned by you. Let me give a quick example. Click on start. 3, 2. Hello everyone. Recently, someone asked me, why am I renewing my Toastmasters membership? And when I thought about it, the response that I gave was, for me, Toastmasters, which is public speaking, is like a muscles. If we want to build our muscles or if we want to maintain our muscles, we need to keep practicing. And that's why we go to the gym or we go for a run. Toastmasters gives us this ability to keep practicing every day, every month, that we go to the meeting and get constructive feedback. And that is the reason I keep renewing my membership. So now I have clicked done. There are two things we can do. I can ask the system to analyze my speech as is, or make use of AI to ask for follow-up questions, which I will do now. Let me click on Ask Me Follow-up Questions.
How has Toastmasters helped you improve your public speaking skills specifically?
Specifically, Toastmasters has helped me to improve public speaking simply because it gives me an opportunity to keep practicing, and the club members give me feedback after every speech. That feedback helps me to improve my public speaking. Click on next question.
Can you give an example of a specific piece of feedback you received that made a significant impact on your speaking?
Certainly, the first time when I started speaking, everyone was telling me, Kajitan, you need to have variety in your voice. Improve your vocal variety. You sound monotonous. And every time that I received this feedback, I would try to improve it. I'm not saying that I have become the best in vocal variety, but certainly this particular skill has helped me to become a better public speaker. So I will stop now and I'll click on Save and View Analysis. We can give a name to our speech so that we can remember what it was about. Niroshan, can you confirm that you can hear still loud and clear?
Yes, I can.
All right. Just feedback from the audience. So it takes a few minutes, not few, maybe a minute or so, to come up with the analytics. And you can see, first of all, that it has transcribed my entire speech. This is very important, especially for here in our region where we tend to speak with an accent that may be not so easily understood by the Western audience. So if the AI, which has been trained mostly with the US and English-speaking audiences, if it can understand what I'm saying, it means everyone else should understand what I'm saying. So it's always a good idea to go through the transcript and see if it has transcribed whatever I have said exactly. Okay. Once you are happy with, and you can of course always replay it by clicking on replay. Hello everyone. Recently someone asked, so you can listen to yourself, and most importantly on the right hand side, this analytics is where you start looking at have I used or and according to the AI, I haven't used. But I do tend to use the word and this is where I might need to focus on, not to use or start a sentence with and. I have used some weak words, so was used just once, and these are the crutch words. The R counter role is being used, showcased here by our Yoodli AI. In terms of delivery, 122 is not bad. And if you scroll down, you can see that as long as you're in this zone between 115 to 170, that's a good speaking rate. If you dip below, so it looks like I started a bit slow, then I went into the zone, I stopped. Slowly went down a bit and then picked up. And this pickup is where you can see that you are speaking with confidence, because when you're speaking with confidence, that's the time you are speaking in this zone. If you stop to think, that's where the rate drops. What about pauses? I had some pauses between, and the good thing about it is whenever you know, whenever it has highlighted something, you pause too long, you can click on the play button to listen and see whether what the AI says is true or not. So let me click on this and see. And that's why we go to the gym or we go for a run. Toastmasters gives us this ability, or click here. And when I thought about it, the response, so you could see when I thought about it, there was a big pause more than was necessary. So that is how you can analyze your speech. And as I said, if you click home and you click my Yoodlis, why is it not showing the video? You should be able to see the video, but because I'm using my video camera for also Zoom, there is some small problem maybe. But when you listen to your speech, you should see the audio as well as the video. And this part about the follow-up question, that's very powerful, because in real time, you can see that it has listened to everything that you are speaking, and almost in real time, it comes up with follow-up questions. So when I spoke about Toastmasters, why I renewed my membership, the question it asked me, how Toastmasters helped you improve your public speaking specifically? So I had to give an example. And then it asked me, can you give me an example of a specific feedback? Because I was talking about feedback, that feedback helped me become a better public speaker. This can be very helpful if you are practicing, for example, an interview. So let me, for a short period, stop my share. So imagine you are preparing yourself for an interview, or you want to speak to your manager about a pay rise. You can practice it by giving your speech, and then the follow-up questions will be what your manager would generally ask, and that would be in context of what you are speaking. And that's the power of AI, that it is able to listen to you, understand what you're saying in real time, and throw follow-up questions to you. All right. Any questions so far? Before I go back to Yoodli? Anybody? All right, Yalini.
Can you record and upload, or should it be real time?
All right. So I will address that in my demo. Record and any other questions? Okay, so now we will see exactly what Nalini was talking about. I delivered a speech. I got the feedback. It told me that I speak, or I tend to start my sentences with the end. So I need to keep that in mind. My rate was okay. Now, what if I wanted, let's say Niroshan is my mentor, and I wanted to share what I have recorded with him and get his feedback, right? I'll go back to my screen sharing. Okay, so this is my, let me go back to my Yoodlis. So this was the speech that I had just practiced. I have my feedback. I'm very happy that I did not have any crutch words. I have some weak words. So this is immediate feedback that I got from Yoodli. If I want to share this with, let's say, Niroshan, then all I have to do is I can click share. First of all, Yalini, please note that everything that you record, when you click start, it is recorded and kept for you. So this is all the speeches that I have practiced using Toastmasters Yoodli. And if you go to my public Yoodli, I'll have probably a lot more there. So these are all my other Yoodlis, pages and pages of them, because I tend to use the public version more, but it doesn't matter. They are both the same. They use the same technology. Don't worry too much about that. So this is the speech that I have just delivered September 28th. It's 1 minute 43 seconds, and I click on it. As I mentioned, you can play anytime you want. You can even download it and keep it for your reference on your computer. or you can delete it, or you can share it. So if I click on share, I can add an email. Let me see. Trying to find Niroshan's email.
niroshandtm@gmail.com.
Yeah. NiroshanDTM, right?
Yes.
At gmail.com. So I can, of course, customize the message that he will receive. Hi. Instead of just saying hi, I can say Niroshan and click share. Also, I can click on this link and even post it in the chat, and you all will be able to see it. But for the sake of this example, I will click on share, and he should receive an email in his inbox saying that this is, and he'll get access to what I have recorded. He can play, and most importantly, while he's reviewing it. So let's say Niroshan is playing my speech. Hello, everyone. Recently, someone asked me, why am I renewing my Toastmasters membership? So here, let's say at this point, he wants to leave a feedback. So he can say, you sound a bit nervous here, Kaiji. And you can click comment. So the comment is at second at 7 seconds. So when I receive this feedback, I thought about it, the response. So when I receive this feedback, I know that this feedback is at this point, very precise, very specific. Okay. So I can share it with my mentor, anybody that is helping me to become a better public speaker. So if I have a speaking coach, I can record my speech. I can share it with the coaches, and whatever feedback they give, it will appear here. So Niroshan, were you able to receive the link?
Yes, I did.
Can you type something
and send
anyway?
it? Okay. It says request access.
Oh, really? You are not able to enter the comments?
No, Kajita. I just got another email. Let me see if I can access it.
Okay. I received the link. Let me update the access.
Okay, now I got it.
Let me know once you have updated. Yeah, so you can see I have received the feedback in real time from Niroshan, and that's great. So, for example, you have a new member who has just joined, and now members who join, they're all of them are tech savvy, and their icebreaker, for example, they are scared. So what you can do is you can tell them, practice it in Yoodli, share the link with me, and then give them the feedback. So that way they don't feel nervous the first time they have to give speech, because they already practiced, they already got the feedback, both from the AI, then from their mentors, so that when they come to the club and deliver the speech, they deliver with as much confidence as possible. So it's a great way to share especially when you want to practice something, deliver it in Yoodli, get the feedback, and then get human feedback. And the combination of that is what will help you to become a great speaker. So I hope that answers your question, Yalini.
Yes, I have a small additional question. Like, yeah, I have already recorded for my physical meeting. Can I upload it and get feedback?
Good question. So you have recorded, let's say, a speech in your club, either online when you were delivering it, or perhaps somebody recorded your speech on their phone or something when you were giving it in the club, and you want to upload it. In the Toastmaster version, let me share my screen. So here, we don't have an option to upload, right? You can only practice.
Okay.
But if you go to the public version, you have this option here called upload. Okay. And I guess that's their way of trying to monetize their technology. So if for people who want to upload their previous speeches, run them through the AI, get some feedback, then this is possible through the public version. You can still do it for free, right? Because with a free account, you can try up to 5 speeches in a month. So you can upload 1 or 2 speeches, you can practice 2 or 3 speeches without paying anything. But at some point, if you find that you need to use it for more than that, that's the only time you may have to pay some money. So if you want to go to the public version and upload your speech and try it out and see what AI has to do, your past speeches, then just go to app.yoodli.ai. Then click on practice and click upload. You are able to browse any file from your computer, upload it, and it will do exactly the same thing that I have shown you. Instead of you recording it, it would analyze your uploaded speech. Good question. And I hope that answers your question. It is not available in the Toastmaster version, but it's available in the public version. And you can do it for free.
Thank you. So what we have to do is, in the meeting, we have to have the Yoodli app via Toastmasters open and record it via the camera, phone camera. Then that should give me the
You
feedback.
don't need to keep Yoodli open in a meeting. Let me be clear. You can, any video recording of a speech can be uploaded onto Yoodli.
No, the Toastmasters version to get the full benefit of Toastmasters.
I did not understand.
Okay, can I clarify, Kajitan? So I think what
Yeah.
she means is when they are running a meeting, say physical or online, can the Yoodli version be open when someone is doing a speech and parallelly, get the analysis done?
Yes.
Okay.
Also, it's a good question, and I hope I answer. What I answer is exactly what she has in mind. So once again, let me share my screen. And I keep switching between them because the objectives of both are a little different. So in the Toastmaster version, you don't have any options like that. You can only record, and you can get then feedback from it, and you can share it with your mentors. So that's Toastmasters, right? But if you go to the public version of Yoodli, that app.yoodli.ai, and if you go to this option home, okay, so here we have an option here called Yoodli for video calls. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste this meeting link. Let me find it from my link that was sent to me by Niroshan. So our meeting link is here with me. So what I can do is your Zoom meeting link, you can post it here. And the meeting should be without registration, like today. Today meeting is without registration, right? Anybody can enter the Zoom ID and password and join the meeting, or they can join by using this link that Zoom creates. If I click on join, did it come in? All right. So if you look at the participants in the meeting, you will see something called Yoodli. Can everyone see this participant? And you will also see that this particular participant is recording the meeting, right? So let's do something. Let me stop the share. So we have Yoodli recording this meeting, and the limit is 2 hours, which is generally the length of a Toastmasters meeting. So if you are doing an online Zoom meeting and you have Yoodli in the meeting, it will record your entire meeting and give feedback on the entire meeting. So let me ask Niroshan a question. Niroshan, tell me your views on artificial intelligence, specifically on Yoodli.
Indeed. So when I use Yoodli, I think when it was introduced, I found it quite interesting. Then, of course, interest was not there beyond that as we started going physically after COVID. But more of artificial intelligence improving over time and seeing your demonstration today, I think my interest has picked up again and want to try it more.
Thank you. So now what happens? Let me go back to my screen sharing. I can click the stop recording at any time, by the way. And when I do that, this participant, Yoodli, you will find is no longer in the meeting. I can bring him back by clicking on re-invite, or I can say done for this call. When I say done for this call, after a minute or so, I should see here D82 Knowledge Hub Yoodli. This is the Zoom, this is the meeting name that has been given, right? So it is already recorded. The time is not yet come because it is still processing. It takes some time. And then when you click on it, now the difference between the previous demonstration that I had given and here is that it knows that there was Niroshan and Kajitan speaking, right? So it can give specific feedback for Niroshan. That's why, sorry, there's some problem. Because it is still processing it, so maybe it takes time. It actually changed, by the way, the name using AI. Instead of using the meeting name, it says Yoodli's Revival. This is AI in action.
So that's because I think I spoke about how it has changed since.
Okay. Yeah. It looks at what you are saying. So it gives you an insight for, I hope there is, so it will give you insight for Niroshan separately. It will give insight for me separately, what have I spoken. So imagine that you had recorded the entire Zoom meeting using Yoodli. You would be able to give AI feedback to everyone who has spoken a prepared speech, everyone who has spoken a table topic, and all of them will get feedback in terms of their analytics, whether they are using weak words, whether they are using crutch words. In fact, when I was first using Yoodli, I was using it even as a R counter and grammarian role. So what I would do is I would use this tool, record it, and just before it is my time to read the grammarian report, I would stop and then look at the analytics, and based on that I could say how many times a person has used so and ums. This is what it allows you to do. So that answers your question. This is what you had in mind, right, Yalini?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the only
Thank you so much.
problem is that you have to use the public version of Yoodli to do this. If you go to the Toastmasters version of Yoodli, you won't have this option to record an entire Zoom meeting. The Toastmasters version is meant for our personal use to help us improve our public speaking. And so they haven't included those features in the Toastmasters version. Make sense?
About 6 months ago, 1 year ago, when I checked, this link was available. This,
Possibly.
yes,
And,
I think
and,
now even not
yeah,
sure
so
which.
as I said, the mindset of, because at the end of the day, it is not a, I mean, somebody has to pay the money, right, to host the servers. And
Understood.
so they are trying to make some kind of revenue. And that's why they have introduced the subscription model. They are building more features there, and they keep improving the public version. At some point, as I said, you can try the public version yourself for free. For every month, you can try for 5 Yoodlis. That's the current setup. And you can record an entire 2 hours Zoom meeting for free. And that's quite amazing. But if you are doing it more than that, then you may think, okay, there is a value for this, and then we need to pay the company something, right? So that's how they have created the subscription model for that.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay, Hishan, Teruka, you all have any questions for me? I think we have 8 minutes more. Hishan, go ahead.
Hi, Kajetan. This is
Yeah, go
Heshan.
ahead. Yeah.
This is Heshan from AATSL Emerging Toastmasters Club. I have a question. Then, apart from this Yoodli, for Toastmasters, do you recommend ChatGPT?
No, I never
Then
used it. Boss. Because I think when you are creating your speeches, especially in Toastmasters, speeches should be personal. You know, personal stories are the ones that really connect to your audience. So when you are creating stories, it's all about your personal experiences. ChatGPT cannot do that. ChatGPT can tell you, okay, leadership, you ask them, let's say, give me create a 5-minute speech on leadership. It will give you all the features of what you should do, what you should not do. But in Toastmasters, I prefer speeches that are more personal about your experiences, how you have become a leader, what challenges you have faced, which ChatGPT wouldn't know. So speech construction, you can use it maybe to create a baseline, but I personally haven't used it to create speeches, if that helps.
Thank you very much, Kajetan, for that answer. Then by the time I want to add something. As the previous year's club secretary of our club, I used ChatGPT to generate the meeting minutes within the same day. Therefore, I could publish the meeting minutes within 2 to 3 days, unlike our previous secretaries. That's one of the advantages that I got. That's just for your info.
Fantastic. But of course, you know, Zoom AI has come up with a very beautiful tool called Companion AI. So within Zoom itself, when you record and you enable the AI companion, it generates a beautiful minutes of the meeting. And for the last couple of months, our secretary basically just copy pastes that, and because it comes as 1-page summary of who spoke, what did they speak about. So do look at that also as because it's already part of your Zoom.
Thank you very much, Kajetan.
Yeah.
Over to you.
So, Niroshan, if you want to now take over, and then we have maybe another 5 minutes for any further questions or wrap up.
Yeah, I think a few. Haruka De Silva, you said hi. Do you have a question for Kajitan? Okay, then until Taruka comes, Arshad, is the public version supported on mobile? Kajitan, maybe you could answer that.
Yes, I can answer that. Of course, there is no dedicated app as of now, but if you open Yoodli.ai on your mobile, it works like a mobile app. So you can use it directly on a mobile. That's yes. So the answer is yes, you can use it on a mobile. It feels and works like a mobile, but it's not an app. You have to type Yoodli.ai on your browser and then go and practice.
And Yalini, you have one question as well. Maybe you could ask it yourself.
Yes, it's just that AI people are scared on two things. One is the content we upload will be, published, and also will in future it could be considered a plagiarized because I have already AI have learned and yeah.
It's a very, very thought-provoking question. I don't have a direct answer for it. The fact of the matter is your data is uploaded on the server. That's the first thing you have to understand. So when you have recorded your speech, it is being uploaded. They have tried as much as possible to say, of course, your data is anonymous. Nobody else can see it. They try to anonymize it, but from an AI learning perspective, it could be used as the input. So we cannot discount the fact, because whatever the AI is learning these days, it's from somebody, right? So will Yoodli use your content for improving? The answer is yes, because that's how they improve. They learn from, or the machine learning works by inputting your data, getting the feedback, and then refining your feedback and so forth. So it will keep learning. But I would say plagiarizing, that is something I cannot answer at this point, yes or no, definitely. But it's a evolving field, evolving topic. Lot of questions around AI, how it will use, how it handles copyright, how it handles intellectual properties. A lot of big names are suing AI companies, especially OpenAI, because they feel that their content has been used to build the technology.
Yes, just I wanted to have some thought-provoking discussion. Yeah, not to put down the effects.
But definitely it will learn from your content. So that part is yes. And whether it will plagiarize, it is quite not so easy to answer at this point.
Thank you so
Taruka,
much.
yeah, I saw your message that you just want to say hi to all. Yes, glad to have you here. And Kajitan, I have a question. Based on your demo, I saw how you demonstrated that once you do a speech facing the AI module, and it'll give you certain analytics. Now, I say, for an example, since the speech contest is coming up, say humorous speech contest, 5 to 7 minutes, a speaker who wants to practice on his or her own does that 5 to 7 minute speech. The AI will give the output as to what they need to improve. And if they see that analytics and repeat that speech minus all what it said, will the AI have the intelligence to identify, yes, you have improved and give a feedback?
Definitely. So that is one of the options that is already available in your Toastmasters profile called dashboards. Right now, I couldn't show you any metrics because I have not been using the Yoodli for a couple of months. So it was all blank. But if you were doing it every day, you would see the graph. So if the aspect that was being measured was your usage of, let's say, crutch words, you are using too many crutch words, or you would see it climbing or going up, saying that, oh, you are now not using it, right? So those graphs will help you. Let me show it to you. You can measure different metrics. So when
We
you
can
look
take
at
another five more minutes, no problem.
yeah. So these are the different metrics that you can measure on a graph, right? Your usage of filler words, how you're pacing yourself, fast or slow, your usage of repetitive words, weak words, and you can add more, by the way. All these are the metrics that can be measured, whether you are using monologues, whether you're asking questions, so it will track. Are you asking questions to the audience? That means you are engaging them. So it will track that. And so all of this can be plotted, and then it will show you a graph. What is the baseline? For example, filler words, the baseline is 3%, right? So if your speech is like 100 minutes, and if 3 minutes of them were made up of crutch words, that's fine. So you would be able to plot that graph and say, like, for me, it is 0% right now. That means I have not used filler words. But if my graph, tomorrow I speak and maybe there is 1% and 2%, that means I'm actually becoming worse in my usage of filler words. But if I see the graph going down, then you would know that your usage of filler words is improving with practice. So that's how you would visualize it in this dashboard.
Thank you. We have a question from Chandra Herat. Can we practice evaluation of a speech?
What does that mean?
I believe what she means is, say, again, I think it's in the context of the evaluation speech contest, which is coming up. So, for an example, you review a speech and you give a evaluation, and maybe the AI module will try to tell you how best you did that evaluation.
It can only evaluate what you have spoken. So if you, for example, listen to a speech and you give an evaluation of 2 to 3 minutes, it will evaluate you on your evaluation, which is, for as far as the AI is concerned, it's a speech. So it will tell you how you have delivered your evaluation from a very objective perspective. Did you use scratch words? Did you speak well? Was the vocal variety in your voice and stuff like that? So it will evaluate very objectively, and it will not refer to what was the speech about. So it doesn't know, right? It doesn't know what was the original speech on which you are evaluating, what were the objectives. So it wouldn't tell you things like you should have given, you did not summarize well, or you gave too many suggestions that would have confused the speaker, right? You should have stuck to one or two areas of improvement. So those types you will not get with this AI. It will only give you feedback as a speech, how you delivered your evaluation as a speech. Make sense?
I think so. Thank you. Raveen has mentioned, hi, I have been following your YouTube channel, Tech for Toastmasters. Automating club processes are very helpful. So Raveen is in my team, PQD team, and I think he has a lot of back-end processing to do. I think you have helped him a lot, Kajitan, with your inputs. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah.
Anyone else open for questions? We can take another 2 more minutes and end up. Yep, I think it has been covered quite extensively. And if you need any more further clarification, reach out to me and I will direct the questions to Kajitan, and maybe he can reply me by WhatsApp or email, and I can pass it on to you. So I hope this has been helpful to you in terms of understanding Yoodli AI, its limitations, what it can do, what it cannot do. But end of the day, you as a speaker is what is important for Toastmasters. And all these tools, ladies and gentlemen, are there to help you and enhance you in certain ways, but it'll never replace the brain which you have. So I think that is
I
what
completely
Kajitan,
agree.
yes. So
Yeah, I would
Kajitan,
say approach this whether it's a Toastmaster meeting or whether it's you're going for a club meeting or whether you're going and recording in Yoodli, approach it with the idea that I want to improve and somebody is going to give me feedback. Yoodli will give you some feedback, your club members will give you another feedback. It's all about you seeking feedback. If you don't want feedback, you will not get it. If you seek it, you will get it.
exactly, exactly. So please do go back to your clubs and share with them what you have learned. Experiment by clicking on Yoodli in your Toastmasters page and speaking a few words as demonstrated today and get a hang of the system. So I think over the years, it'll be smooth as you accessing Facebook or Twitter or YouTube over the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining. And thank you very much, Kajitan, for accepting my invitation, for taking time off from your schedule today and giving District 82 a fresh perspective of Yoodli, of artificial intelligence, and how it can help Toastmasters go forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, with this session is concluded. Thank you so much for your participation. Happy learning. And I will give you more information and training such as this in the coming months, which will help you enhance your journey in Toastmasters. This meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much.
Have a good day, everyone. And
You too. Thank you very
thank you,
much.
Niroshan, for
Thank
your
you so much.
invitation.
Can we get this
Bye.
recording, sir, please?
I will do the arrangements. Thank you.
Well done. Thank you very much.
Thank you.